Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the canyon. Welcome to a day where I am dragging. I am on 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 allergy pills. I am in something akin to the wandering fog right now. And then it also occurred to me that concurrently running, the number of build series going right now is approaching double digits. And this doesn't include the ones that have not been initiated yet. So I feel like the wheels, they felt this. They could sense that disturbance. And they basically gave me the day off, because running a single competitor in C.A.B.S with the combination of the skull and crossbones, which means the Gauntlet, it's almost like a day off. It's straightforward to film, incredibly efficient to edit. 1 camera, 1 microphone, one rig. I just carry the stuff out here. We're in the business within minutes. This is, of course, Xerox, who is the Ally Express. It's not an F10. Like those aren't F10 portals. They sort of are. The chassis is, it could be anybody. More shimming and more fiddling to get it to put together than maybe anything ever. It's 4. And we are keeping score because I had something akin to a shower thought while I was waiting for the battery to finish charging. I didn't have a single battery that was... No, don't do it. No, don't do it. I didn't have a single battery that was sufficiently charged to come out here. And I think to be fair, we have to call that 8. That's 2 falls. The suspension, we maybe should have gone to a somewhat shorter wheelbase to give us a shock angle less flopped than this one. We are in the hay. Oh, still on. Still on. It's off. Okay, that's a 15. And there's going to be a score here at the end. And the score is kind of important because we've never really kept track. So this is sort of the impromptu canyon triathlon where we're going to get a number at the end of this. And I may even remember to write that number down somewhere. Because as you will recall, on any event we do here that isn't timed, that isn't Mavericks, the best possible score is a 0. There's no scale points, there's none of that stuff. So we're to 15. And I had my thoughts while waiting for that battery. And I think I've figured out a scoring. I think I've figured out a protocol. And I think it's a pretty good one. There's no reverse. Nicely done, sir. Let me tell you something about Xerox. Because he's the sort of not an F10, very cloney stuff, and somebody's like, what difference? Here's the difference that it makes. If you grab his front axle and shake it side to side, there's like 10 millimeters of play in the front end, because the double shears where the hollow balls go, they're not quite any sort of millimeter that corresponds to a hollow ball. Look at the rear shocks. They're basically laid down. We would have to pull that rear axle in to probably like a 313. And then it's going to really wave its nose in the air. So this is a build that I would consider for most not an option. More shims than I've ever had to use in my entire life. I want to say it's the rear housing. The rear housing has 1.6 millimeters of shim on the ring gear. That was a little spinner. That was a little spinner. I don't know how that golf ball is still on. Don't flop, don't flop. There is looseness to a point, you know. There's stuff you can get away with. The Flash Hobby up front in there is doing some incredibly heavy lifting right now. Now we are coming out cold. The course is completely unprepped. That's got to be a reverse. It's got to be a reverse. Okay, he is a loosey, floppy guy. We're going to have to go up in oil weight. I believe we're going to have to go up in spring rate. Wheel tire feels good. It's just the sloppiness, for one. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Powertrain is great. Secure and a Rhino, I believe, in there. Okay, so a 17 through green line. Not terrible. Also not great. We might have been able to reserve a fall and swap in a reverse. I think, hey, Spirit of the Forest. I think Xerox has single digits in him, even in current configuration. Do I think that he's one of the candidates for a 0? I do not. Last night, my youngest and I came out looking for crickets because I brought him out to show them the cricket extravaganza from the last C.A.B.S, and it's a period of about 40 minutes after dusk or so. By even an hour after sunset, the crickets are largely gone. There's a handful. There's some running around in the dirt. They come out for about an hour, 45 minutes, and then they go back to wherever they came from. We did see a big hearty Pepe Le Pew. We saw a big old skunk out here, and skunks have got a real amble to them. They got a real cartoonish way of moving. And I'm now starting to think that might be the prime culprit for who's knocking the balls down. There is a trail of golf balls. Yellow course, I did not check. So green line was all up. I did not check front nine for the reds. The blue course, there's like 6 golf balls on the ground. I don't know if it's just ambling past them and knocking them down. I don't know if it's trying to steal them. I was blaming the squirrels, but I think, oh, no. I now can't remember what his ODUD is. I want to say it's probably 20%. Looks like the rear is moving slower to me. It's a pretty, for a clone axle, it's got decent steer angle on it. And it's not, okay, it's not terrible. Now, 4-link, with the way the front end is set up, we have certainly seen worse, unquestionably. The floppiness, I think we have a degree of not articulation. We have a degree of actual flex. Like, stuff is moving. Why do we make chassis out of carbon fiber? Is it for the rigidity? To a degree. But as I would hope you know, it's not mandatory. There's chassis rails made out of any number of materials. I think what some of the conventional wisdom has been in design in the past, oh yeah, you can reverse here, has been that uncontrolled flex is to be avoided. So if the chassis can flex, that can't be damped, right? We can't control it. And right here, I'm feeling this thing. The only phrase I feel like pays is pivot on its own axis. There's internal movement happening with this right now. And it will do some cuts. There is it's not gross, okay? It's not 10 Pro antithetical. Meaning, of course, that famously, the 10 Pro in its OE configuration has such an overabundance of stability that it feels like all forms of drive and maneuverability are compromised. So this isn't like the opposite of that. It isn't like, oh, here we go, hold on. But there is a constant feel. It's a little bit of the running down a steep hill wearing a heavy backpack. Like there's a little Death Stranding action here where it's not, you don't feel like you're completely in control. And because we have that degree of slop in here, it will just cut and run on you right there. Just crosses up the front axle in a situation that, like, why is that front end cantilevered all over the place like that? And if it's difficult to determine why it's doing it, it's even more difficult to determine how to stop it. Now, we can throw more spring rate and more damping at the rear. But the rear genuinely feels sharper than the front. The front end of this thing is soupy. I don't know. Potentially, hot take incoming, potentially unpopular opinion. But I don't think there's really any explicit advantage to an alloy F10. These are quite convincing duplicates, ignoring the tolerance issues. I mean, cosmetically, they look really the same. Like they have the same profile on top, bottom, sides, front to back, all of that, right? These axles feel particularly snaggy. And I feel like if they were just good old nylon, they would slide in places where these just hook on. Now, yes, that could be a materials issue. Every aluminum has a grade, so far as I know. But I don't think anyone... It's flies this morning, by the way, if anybody wanted to know what the bugs component was. If this aluminum is graded, I don't know if anybody could state what it is. Like right there, pretty nice. It held it down. Crossweight was doing its very best. But a portion of the time is spent going, will it? Is it gonna? Well, the spiders have already filled. Yeah. Oh, I do notice. Are there any? Oh, okay. I was like, are there any weights up there? There are the aluminum little pucks, carbon stance pucks, VRD pucks, the thin ones. Sometimes I call them pancakes. That's it. Okay. This was the tangential shower thought. What we're going to do is we're going to treat falls as gate strikes. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do moving forward until something better comes along. That is snapping action right there. Oh, a little pop through. That is how we're going to treat deadline. So for now, we will still treat every run as season 1. Let's look at it as season 1. So every fall is effectively a gate strike, except Hand of God. We'll call Hand of God a Hand of God. So 10. So we're going to give away 3 reverses, or should we give a capped number of reverses? No, we're going to give away 3 reverses, and then at a certain point we will remove those, and no more free reversing. But we have them for now, so let's use them for now. Also, this guy runs quote unquote bumpers, so he gets an advantage point for that. I don't want the scoring to be convoluted and complicated. That is not my end goal. I like to keep scoring. Scoring is basically necessary, otherwise all bets are off, and you can just don't bucket. You can just do whatever you want. We want fair competition. Oh, he's bucketed real bad. Hey, so he's a bit of a beans man. Can you see it coming in the sun this morning? Look at that tarp just across from the tree. We're gonna get into our first. Yeah, the situations where we throw nose, it's almost unpredictable. It's occurred to me that we have, nope, that's really bad. That's as bad as it gets. That is Hand of God, or we break both axles. So while they need refreshed, there are the meter marks there on the front of the course. Now we've got to consider. Here's where it gets problematic. Oh my goodness. Oh no. He is on 17 points from 1 fall and 1 Hand of God. When we reset him, how does he get through? This is not a great idea. But I don't know how he is going to get past that. That rear tire is doing 100% of the work right now. How are we still on? We're reversed. We're driving on the sidewall, so forward motion is now reverse. He has not cleared. No, he did. His roll point was past that marker, so we can take a lie somewhere in between those two. He now gets to play Spider-Man. Here comes the web cleaning. Oh no. Oh yeah. You get that many webs, you're just taking the whole forest with you. So I will not be penalizing for that. Oh, look at that pull. It's like the cheese pull, only really, really worse. I will not be penalizing for that second placement, because that second placement should have been his first placement, because he had cleared that mark. And I think we'll establish that. We will precedent it. We're going to precedent it. On a fall, okay, so we have, I think you can see that one and you can see that one. That's the meter? Yeah, from there to there, there's your meter. If you've passed this meter mark and you fall in here, you can place yourself anywhere between those 2 meter marks. That's your that's your lie, because you're already taking the points. Well, no, that's on a placement. You're already taking the 10-point. It's like golf. You're already taking the stroke penalty. I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make it. We're gonna have to see how much of that we can knock off of him. Maybe he'll drive it off, because I said it's a gauntlet. So 17. So did he also have a, did he take a reverse? He did. 17 at green line, 17 at deadline. Who's got the over or under at front 9? Because I think we all know he could very easily put up a 34 here. Honestly, sub 40 is pretty good at front 9. That's why the marker bases are red. So we cleared the tires. The bumper is, I mean, it looks like we just pulled him out of the sea. Really, the decider in a lot of these, unless you get to the really top tier guys, the decider here is often what you manage to do on the front side on 1, 2, 3, 4. Because everybody has their own amount of issue with the backside. Tusks are lifting so heavy today. Falling, falling, falling. Don't. Keep it down. Keep it down. Is this a beans out moment? No, we're gonna slow roll it. We're gonna go slow. Ooh. Let's try to stay up. I have not decided if, I mean, for season 1, we have long decided that floor is lava at green line. But because the transition from 3 to 4, you have to line yourself up such to get through 3, that entering into 4 without repositioning is extraordinarily difficult. We're not going to do floor is lava at front 9. Front 9's bad enough on its own. That's pulling it right into it. 2. Did we get it too much? Stay on it. Okay, 2's not bad, but he's going real wide towards 4. All right, we're good. Reverses do count, so we gotta wheel it around. Coming up 4. 4. Another golf ball is on its base. So through the front side with a 2 is pretty good. That's pretty okay. Hook there. Push it back. Yes, he does not have too much overdrive, underdrive for that. That was pretty easy. 2 on the front side. Then I feel like what happens at 5 and 6 is somewhat paramount, because right in the mouth. Right as 5 and 6 is kind of paramount. Inhale. Forgot my thermocell. It seemed so nice. We just assume that we're gonna strike 7, 8, and 9. So if we can get clean through 5 and 6 with just a 2 on the front side, okay, pretty good on entry. Is that front end going to stay down when that rear end comes up? Any steering input is an automatic lift in the front end. Okay, 5 clear. Clear on 5. Let's line up for 6. Maybe he's got the lucky, it's the spider webs are bringing him luck. We'll see if we can't single view 6 and 7. All right, I'm going to go climber, because we're portal, so we can try to get that C-hub over right there. Then we want to come in real tight right here. Ooh, ooh, catch. Very Very nearly. 9. 7, 14, 20. Oh. He's doing okay. He's doing above average. He's honestly... Stay. Get on that sidewall. Get on the sidewall. Force it over. Force it up. Not the bucket. Is that one you ever thought you'd see? What is inside his roof? Is that his battery? I mean, you never know what you're going to get. I did not expect stuck like that. I think he honestly got ballasted. The battery got loose. It was laying against the back window, and I think it was just enough. It was just enough weight transfer. Couldn't get over. Come on. Come on, portal clearance. Come on, Tusk. Stay up. Stay up. Stay up. That's through. See what I mean about... He's got a real wibble wobble to him. Picked up a click. Could be any number of things. Now with his flop action, I don't feel good about 8. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Ooh, that was a lot of slide. You know what though? It's not terrible. Like, he wasn't awful. We probably could have come a little bit more oblique, a little bit more from the top. But, you know, coming in here cold, we didn't know what he was going to do. 17, 7, 24, which leaves only gate 9. And we can try to get it poked up as high as we can. We want to get right up there. And this, the amount of articulation he's got, seems to be helping. It does not feel loose yet. The trick is you got to get in as tight to the white side as you can. Don't cut back yet. Don't cut. We know you need a little bit of grab. That was an iffy reverse. 26. Because I think he might have it in him. And he does not. 33. 33 atop the 34 is 77. So our man Xerox completes what I would regard to be the first semi-official run of the Gauntlet. Those are the 3 points of the Gauntlet. Green line, deadline, front 9. Take all the points, put them together. Normal scoring, standard canyon scoring at green line and front 9. And deadline, still a work in progress, but moving forward until we've got at least 8 or 10 times the skull and crossbones comes up and he runs, and somebody runs it, it will just be 10s and 7s at deadline. Hands of God and falls. 7 for a fall, 10 for a hand of God. So he ends the day with a 77, and it's a respectable score. Honest, I think it's a respectable score because I think if you get somebody out here and they do that trio, they run that Gauntlet, and they do sub 50. Sub 50 is pretty good out here because front 9 is almost a sporty course, basically. So getting through there on, what did he do today at 33? That's not bad. That's not bad at all, especially for a floppy guy. He used spiderweb powers through there, through the end, maybe got him a little stickier. And as I mentioned, easy to record, easy to edit. I am re-energized, still slightly foggy, all of the antihistamines. I am antihistamine. So, I think you did all right. We'll see who the wheels comes out. And I do realize, you may see at some point in the future, we might have to construct another little smaller wheel because we have a lot of obstacles here. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have a lot of things here, and we can mix it up. I like the Gauntlet. I like the trio of the Gauntlet. But I also like we don't use back nine very often at all. So maybe we'll give the wheels another, like we'll put a wheel inside the wheel. Wheelception. We'll find out. We'll find out. I have too much to do and not enough time to do it. So I thank you for taking some of your time to spend that time here with us. Thank you so much, everybody. Tune in for whatever we happen to have next. In between now and when we meet again, please, one and all, do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you for joining us here in the canyon for this running of C.A.B.S. Gauntlet. I'm just going to be calling it Gauntlet. And we will see you again, hopefully, real soon.